Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, as usual, I have to invite everybody in. In where? Into our community. That's where, listen, this community is the best community on these internet streets. We have the best tribe. You don't believe me? Go in the comments, talk to somebody, chop it up, chit chat, get you a kiki, and when you get through, go down in those settings and look around and find that subscribe button and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit that notification bell too, so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and I do pop in from time to time, quite often. Also, I just want you to give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Y'all know it be dragging me up and down these internet streets. Also, I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of the readers who absolutely decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. It means everything, and boy, does it help. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. Also, look over there in the corner. That's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, look in the other corner. That's our super thanks. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we have a couple of shout outs. And first up is Miss Ella Gully, who is a ride or die, who is a huge part of this community, who is a huge supporter of this channel. And let me tell you, I appreciate her so much. I just don't even have any more adjectives to describe how much I appreciate Ella. Ella is everything. And boy, when I say ride or die, I mean ride or die. She absolutely is. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Ella. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, because you are amazing. Also, I want to give a shout out to 2383521E. Let me tell you, another ride or die, always in the comments, always supporting, always being there for the channel. I'm telling you, I have some great people. I do. This community is filled to the brim with great people, and I love it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, 2383521E. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a ride or die and being here, being a part of this community and making it what it is, because you are such a huge part of its success. All right, y'all, I'm going to play something and then we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I just want to give another quick shout out to Ella Gully, who is everything, and 2383521E, that is everything as well. Those two, I'm telling you, they are ride or die. They are all in for this channel, and I appreciate it so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, That's exactly what I have been up to today. Still busy trying to put my house together, unpacking. I'm telling you, it is a lot of work and it takes a long time to put things together. It really, really does. But it's coming together. It is. But since I be so busy trying to unpack, trying to put things together, trying to find things to, add to my house, sometimes I don't get on the internet streets as much as I usually do. But y'all know where I head. Y'all know the two websites that I head to every time to really get what the dilly is, on the fly. And that would be Instagram, see what the Instagram squatties are doing. Then head on over to Meghan's page, see if she dropped any kind of information. I have to stalk Meghan. And then I always make my way over to X, formerly known as Twitter. I lovingly call it the sewer, seeing what those squatties are up to. Y'all know they are my favorite because they are so messy. They messy and they petty. And we all know that those are two elements of my own personality. So yes, I have to go over there to X, formerly known as Twitter, every day, every day. And I'll tell you what, the squatties over there do not disappoint. But I digress. It is a lot of things going on these internet streets. Y'all know Meghan was on a podcast today. She was on with Emma Greedy. And let me tell you, everything that I have heard about it, it was really, really good. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what the squatties are saying about it. And Invictus had an announcement today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Kitty Cat too. Kitty Cat has been out and about again. Her and Sophie, her best girlfriend, Sophie. And we're gonna talk about that. We got a lot to talk about, and some more other stuff that we're gonna talk about. But mostly, we're gonna talk about Meghan's interview with Emma Greedy on. I think the podcast name is Aspire. Yes. So we're gonna talk a lot about that. So let's get started because y'all know our girl, she do not disappoint. She does not. She always dropping the subtle shade. She is always taking the subtle shot. And we're going to talk about what I perceive as Meghan throwing subtle shade and throwing some shots over that way and letting people know that she good. Prince Harry, he good. Those babies, they're good. Everybody's good over here. Don't worry about our bank account. We good. All right, y'all, let's get started. And we're going to start with this right here. And this post is a repost. And the original post said this. Please go listen to this and an amazing conversation with an amazing narrator and two beautiful, classy, smart, amazing women who's good at what they do. I love that Meghan said all money isn't good money and she's turned down some opportunities because she likes to sleep at night. Hashtag aspire. Yes, Meghan said that. She did. I wonder what she meant about that. But Meghan is a good person. She is not going to do anything that she feels that doesn't sit right with her soul. And let me tell you, this is what I think it is. Y'all tell me what y'all think Meghan turned down. But I'm thinking that's the reason she got out of that Spotify deal. I believe that money was not good money because they wanted them to talk about the royal family. Nothing about anything else except the royal family. And Meghan said that she wasn't going to do that. So I'm thinking that's what it is, because our money is not good money. And who in the world wants to talk about that family all the time and build your career on talking about that family? If that's what you're going to do, you might as well be a flying monkey, because that's exactly what they do over there. Meghan don't have to do that because she is a talented individual. She can stand on her own merits. So that's what I'm thinking. That Spotify deal, her and Harry walked away from that money because of how it was structured. I'm just saying. And down below, if you look at the title of this article that was posted, it says Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Why Ambition is Her Jam. I love that. I love it. And I'm going to tell you why I love it. Because you know that that's one of the knocks they have always been against Meghan about, that she's ambitious. Like it is a dirty word. Like it's something she should be ashamed of. So Meghan is turning that around and she is owning it. She's saying ambition is my jam. And I love it. What is wrong with being an ambitious woman? Kate is an ambitious woman. She just does hers in social climate. Because if you think Kate got where she is today without being ambitious, I have a bridge in San Francisco to sell you, and it is made of gold. I'm just saying. Her and her mom, very ambitious, but they are ambitious in a shady and underhanded way. They ran a honeypot on William and he fell for the okie doke. But Meghan, she's ambitious in building something on her own. She never had any interest in finding some rich doofus to marry so she would never have to work again. Meghan said it. She said that she never wanted to be a woman that lunches. Meghan always have used her brains, not her body, as most of the royal women who are over there now has parlayed those kind of skills, if you know the skills I'm talking about, into their position. Meghan didn't have to do that. And that is the reason why they don't like her, because Meghan is who she says she is, and she don't have to pretend, and she definitely do not need advisors trying to build an image that she can't live up to, like somebody over there. I'm just saying, kitty cat. And the squatty that reposted this original post said this: listened. One, Meghan is incredibly intelligent. Two, Meghan was surrounded by incompetent, sloppy folks in that family. Where is the lie? Where is it at? You know, I was thinking about this today. You know, the reason why they don't like Meghan so much is because Meghan was a mirror. Before Meghan showed up, nobody really paid any attention to what Kitty Cat was doing or Camilla. You know, they did not have anybody to compare them against. And then when Meghan showed up in all of her excellence and all of her beauty, then they had someone to be compared to. And when they were compared to Meghan, they knew right then and there they could not compete, because they couldn't compare. And that is the reason why Meghan is so disliked, because before Meghan showed up, it was no scrutiny towards Kitty Cat. No, they didn't expect her to do any projects or help anybody. Everything that she is doing now, which is absolutely nothing, they really thought that that's what a princess supposed to do. But Meghan showed up and redefined that position, and it will never ever be the same again. Just like Diana redefined the Princess of Wales position. You know, they rarely even call Kate the Princess of Wales because Diana owns that title. And when you compare Kate to Diana, well, we all know it's no comparison. We already know. Most of the time, they just call her Kate Middleton instead of the Princess of Wales. Because at the end of the day, is she really comparison to the original Princess of Wales? Because Diana took that title, made it into her own. Can't say that about Kitty Cat. She ain't made it into anything. She ain't parlayed it into anything substantial, except she is a placeholder. That's it. I'm just saying. But let's go on. It says 3, I understand better why Harry was an emotional mess when they met. Well, I do too. Because you've been the whipping boy and the scapegoat for that family your whole life. They got you so gaslit that you honestly think that that's what you were born to do, that you don't deserve a life outside of that institution, that your job is to be exactly what they have made you to be all your life. Of course, you are an emotional wreck and an emotional mess. And 4, it says, host asks good questions. And 5, Meghan values her integrity over money. Always have. Always have. This is the same young girl who worked in a soup kitchen for the homeless. She ain't changed very much. She absolutely knows who she is. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said, this interview with Meghan was 10 out of 10. The way she was able to navigate through the chaos with such grace is inspiring, along with how she articulated her thoughts and emotions. I see why people feel threatened by her. She's more intelligent, more beautiful, and more compassionate than most. Where is the lie? She absolutely is. And like I was saying earlier, when she showed up on the scene, they had somebody to compare Kitty Cat and the horse to. And boy, did they come up short compared to Meghan. And that is the reason why they went into panic mode and felt like she had to be destroyed. But boy, oh boy, was they disappointed when they found out that they had buried her so deep she was a seed. They didn't understand that she was a seed, but they buried her deep. They did. They absolutely dug a deep, deep hole and tried to bury her there. And Meghan absolutely started to sprout. And now she is just like Jack in the beanstalk. The beanstalk just going all the way up into the clouds. Meghan will not be stopped, cannot be stopped. And I just love it for them because can you imagine the disappointment that you have thrown everything you can throw at this person? Not because they have done anything to you, just because you are jealous, you're envious, and you cannot compare to them. You know, I often think back if William and Kate had had a little foresight. You know, if they had just had a little foresight, they would have known that Harry and Meghan was never against them and they would have been all in for them. I have said this in the past. Harry would have made William a better king and Meghan would have made Kitty Cat a better queen. But their egos, they could not take the fact that they needed to work with Harry and Meghan instead of working against them. Willie and Kitty, they really fumbled the bag. I mean, they fumbled the bag big time. And I really don't feel that they'll ever recoup from it either. This has been their downfall, and it's no coming back from it. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And Emma asked Meghan a question about the past. If she could change something in the past about her image or just change the past. I don't know exactly how she worded it, but Meghan's answer was for them to tell the truth. That's what she would change. And when Meghan said that she would want them to tell the truth, we all know who she's talking about. We do. She's talking about that family over there. She's talking about those flying monkeys over there. Everybody who has lied on her and her husband. Yes. So, and you know that they know who Meghan was talking about because right away they start posting and talking and writing articles about how Meghan was throwing shots at the royal family, that she was absolutely talking about the royal family. To me, that lets the cat out the bag, per se. That tells me that they know exactly what they have done. And if you have been with me for a while, you know that I am a Southern girl. I am from the dirty, dirty South. And down here, we have a saying, a hit dog will holler. And across the pond, those dogs over there are yapping because they know what they have done. Meghan absolutely have put it out there for everybody to know that she wished they would have told the truth because they have done nothing but lie on her. I'm just saying. And the squatter that posted this said, Meghan would just like people to be honest when talking about her. So if haters must seek attention using her name, then tell the truth. I'm so sick of the usual types whose life purpose is to attack and harass everything Meghan. If you don't like her, ignore her. Just don't lie. Well, they can't do that. They can't because Meghan makes them feel bad. Her mere existence make them feel bad about themselves. And they're jealous and they're envious and they absolutely hate on her to make themselves feel better. If they can put her down, it makes them feel better about their own dismal existence. Because if you look at them, the ones who really go in on Meghan, the ones who really make a living off of the grift, man, their lives are miserable. I'm telling you, I just saw a picture of Little Tooth, Big Tooth. She was over there to trooping the colors. And she had a camera and a stool just in her fevered mind. This woman thinks she is a real raw reporter. She thinks she is. But I have to admit, she has about the same qualifications as the rest of them. I'm telling you. And basically, the only qualification I can see is a healthy jealousy and envy and hate for Meghan. That right there make you a royal reporter over there across the pond. So all I can say is y'all keep over there because she is American. Keep her over there. Yes, keep bleach blonde, bad built butch body right on over there. We will absolutely be happy if she stayed over there with her so-called favorite, Kate. Yeah, stay on over there. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty says, Meghan saying she wished people would stop lying about her. And now the British media are claiming it's a swipe at the royal family. Well, all I can say is, where is the lie? Meghan absolutely threw some subtle shade their way, because at the end of the day, everybody know that that family has done nothing but plant lie after lie after lie on Meghan, and has enlisted that trash media over there in their pursuit of a smear campaign against her and Harry. And like I said earlier, a hit dog will holler. And they are hollering because they know that they have done this. And it goes on to say, so what they are admitting is almost all of the lies being repeated about Meghan comes from the royal family. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what they're admitting. They do that. They'll absolutely tell on themselves every time. And all I can say is, yeah, that's exactly what Meghan was saying. I think Meghan absolutely dropped that subtle shade on them. She absolutely did. She took that subtle shot. All right, I'm gonna put this one up, and I'm gonna say it made me chuckle. It did. This particular squatty said they are wailing about tell the truth. Comment, apparently it was a swipe at the royal family. Well, if the shoe fits, lace that biatch up. We're tired. This particular squatty said if the shoe fits, lace that biatch up. And we all know the shoe absolutely fits. It's like Cinderella. They slip their feet right into a perfect fit. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up. And this squatty said the royal family made sure that lies made up about Meghan would spread like wildfire daily by using never complain, never explain. They were leaking lies to the press and refusing to correct them, refusing to correct any of them. But when it was anyone else, they were lying to protect them. Exactly. And Harry documented how they would lie to protect William and Kate in Spare. And now they have came back and did a documentary and absolutely bore witness to what Harry said about how they signed Harry's name to this letter when they, after he left the Sandringham Summit, they put out a letter saying that William had not bullied Harry and Meghan out of the family and signed Harry's name to it. And Harry said he called Meghan up, and Meghan burst into a flood of tears because they were willing to lie to protect them and not willing to tell the truth about her and her husband. She said that on the Oprah Winfrey interview. So yes, we have saw it in real time that this is exactly what they do. And all I can say is, yeah, I'm so glad that Meghan absolutely threw this out there. Now, all I can say to them, chew on it. Chew on it. Because she meant everything that she said. And I love it. And on these internet streets, some of the squatters are talking about and posting about some of the lies that have been told about Harry and Meghan. The squatters are bringing them all up. But the number one pet peeve and the number one lie that gets on the nerve of all squatties that I know, and that is the privacy lie. You know, the lie that the media told right away, trying to control the narrative, wanting Harry and Meghan to shut up, saying that the reason Harry and Meghan left the royal family, not because William bullied them out, and they absolutely made life so unbearable for them within the firm. No, it couldn't have been that. It was because they wanted their privacy. That has been a running theme. If I have heard that one time, I have heard it 1,000 times. That why are they talking? They wanted their privacy. Why are they doing this? I thought they wanted their privacy. And it is nowhere Harry and Meghan has ever said that they wanted complete privacy. They wanted to control their lives, what was put out there and what wasn't put out there. They wanted to gain control of their lives and let people in as much as they feel comfortable with. Nothing more, nothing less. But this is the lie that was told over and over and over again, to the point where it is in the psyche of a lot of people across the pond. It really is. This particular squatty absolutely commented on that privacy lie and said this: they wanted Meghan locked inside so that mediocre Kate can shine. I am so tired of the privacy lie that these jealous, lying biatches keep spreading about Prince Harry and Meghan. They know they are lying. And I agree with this squatty. It was all to keep Harry and Meghan quiet. They did not want them to speak at all. But boy, did they underestimate Harry and Meghan. They have underestimated Harry and Meghan at every turn. That is why Harry and Meghan has been running rings around Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace. These two palaces, their PR teams are supposed to be top notch, but Harry and Meghan absolutely runs rings around them. They never ever win. Well, we all know what the infamous and one of my favorite housewives always say: you can't win playing dirty. And that's all they do, is play dirty. That's why they never win. I'm just saying. Also, this squatty said, also the lie that the fallout and the family breakup started after Oprah and Spare. That is gaslighting. It was a constant leaking and bullying orchestrated by the palace that made Harry and Meghan feel forced to speak up for themselves. Where is the lie? Yes, for a whole year after Harry and Meghan left, they never opened their mouths. But Harry said on Oprah it was relentless. They never ever let up the attacks. One attack right after another one lie right after another one. And that is the reason. And also, that wasn't the reason for the fallout, Spare and Oprah, because the fallout already had occurred before Spare and Oprah. Before then. That is the reason. The fallout occurred when William and his team, and sometime even Charles, was doing nothing but briefing on Harry and Meghan. Nothing but briefing and making their lives a living hell, to the point where their mental health was suffering so bad that Meghan wanted to unalive herself. She was having unaliving ideations. Her mental health had been destroyed by that family, that firm over there. So that was the reason for the fallout. That was the reason for the rift. Not Spare, not Oprah. Oprah and Spare was Harry and Meghan sitting the record straight. That's all. They just wanted to put their story out there after all of the lies that had been told on them. And all I can say is, could you blame them? If you are a rational thinking individual, how can you blame someone for setting the record straight after being lied on over and over and over, and still being lied on today? I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to put this up. And Meghan talked about imposter syndrome. And Meghan says she has none of that. And I love it. That is always been another problem they have had with Meghan. That Meghan knows who she is and she don't allow anybody to make her feel less than. Y'all remember I talked about in, I think it was my last podcast or the one before, how Kate asked Meghan how she felt about her first trooping of the color, and Meghan said it was colorful. And Kate absolutely changed after that. At least that's what Harry documented in Spare, said the whole mood shifted after Meghan just said it was colorful. They have always had a problem with Meghan's confidence. They have always had a problem with Meghan knowing exactly who she is and her not feeling like she is less than, because they wanted her to be a bootlicker and to be happy to be there and be so impressed by everything. And Meghan in return was not. Was not. And we all know the reason Kate caught an attitude about it, because she had sold her whole soul and done everything that she knew, her and her mama scheming and running a honeypot on William to get her where she's at, when Meghan absolutely did nothing, did nothing. Harry pursued her. Harry always treated Meghan as if she was the prize, and Meghan always treated them like she was unimpressed. She was expected, she expected them to treat her as a equal, because let's not get it twisted. She was their equal. Really, to be honest, they were not her equal, because we have saw it in real time that these people are nothing but mediocre. But I digress. Yes, so Meghan spoke on this imposter syndrome, and this particular squatty posted about it and said this. I love what Meghan said about not having imposter syndrome. You are exactly where you are because you deserve to be there. That is Meghan's thinking. And that's the thinking that she took over there across the pond. She didn't go over there to bow and scrape to these folks. She didn't go over there to bootlick. Meghan went over there because she found a man that she loved and she was going to try to live in his world. And she didn't go over there to be less than. She went over there and she was herself. And when they found out she was excellent, and she held that mirror up and they found out that they were really, really, really mediocre, that's when the problem came in. And it goes on to say, it also reminded me how that family and its supporters wanted her to be so grateful that she would do anything they wanted, that she should be 50% less to fit in. Where is the lie? I'm looking for it. Where is the lie? That has always been a rub with that family, that Meghan did not have enough gratitude, they felt. I mean, you be happy with the crumbs that fall from my table, Meghan, because at the end of the day, you should bow down. You should absolutely be happy that you are in our presence. That is the attitude that they had. But then they found out Meghan, no, she wasn't that girl. And I think that probably made them feel bad too. That really held the mirror up to who they really were. That they was not. If anybody had an imposter syndrome, it was them. I have always said those folks know exactly who they are, because they would not scheme, plot, and plan and try to destroy as much as they do if they did not know that they were mediocre. Because when you have confidence in yourself, you don't have to do all that. because the cream is always going to rise to the top. And they knew that they weren't going to rise anywhere because they knew that they were mediocre. That is why they did all the smearing, the lying, the character attacks, the character assassinations. They did that because they knew that Meghan was the cream. She was going to rise to the top, her and Harry. So they were trying to do everything that they could to avoid them doing so because they knew that they weren't going to rise anywhere. They weren't going nowhere because they know who they are. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said, when Meghan said it doesn't matter the hysteria that goes on in the UK press over them or the deranger universe, but a happy life goes on for them behind the scenes. I felt that. I did too. Meghan was absolutely throwing some subtle shade, saying, y'all can clown all y'all want to. You can wild out as much as you want to. You can just absolutely act as crazy as you want to. But over here, life is going to go on. And me and Harry has decided to absolutely ignore everything that you're doing. Serve up nothing but dust. And while we're serving you the dust, we having a happy life over here. We're enjoying our kids over here. I'm teaching, well, Harry is teaching Archie to ride a bike over here. Lilybeth is running through rose petals over here. We're watching the ducks cross the road over here. We're living a full and wonderful life over here. You are not stopping anything with your nastiness and your smearing and all of your bile that you're smearing. That is not stopping anything. We're good over here. I'm good. Harry's good. The kids are good. And you are just wasting your time at this particular moment because, like I said, we are having a good life over here. In other words, living our best lives. And when I saw this, I said, no, Meghan did not. No, 3 snaps up. You go, girl. Let them know everything that you are doing is in vain because no monkey like you, no flying monkey is going to stop any show over here. We going on and we are going on with happiness, with love, with joy. We are going on. And I just love it. I do. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up because in the interview, Meghan talked about teaching Archie and Lily about the value of money and, you know, the value of things. And this particular squatty posted about it and said this: not Prince Archie earning money to buy his Lucia camera himself. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth, mini moguls in the making, self-made. It says Princess Meghan on Inspire with Emma Greedy is worth a listen or two or three. Now, basically, what this particular squatty is talking about when Meghan talked about teaching Archie and Lilibeth about the value of things, and she talked about how they raise vegetables and how good it is to have your children involved in a garden to watch things grow from going from a seed to harvest. And she also said that they have like farmers markets to the point where they sell a lot of their produce that they raise in their garden, and Prince Archie and Prince Lilibeth makes money that way. Yes, and to teach them the value of money. She said when a child is so blessed, he needs to understand the value of things. And that's what her and Prince Harry is doing to teach their children the value of things. I love it. I love it. I do. And all I can say is I hope Prince Archie and Prince Lily have absolutely harvest everything that needs to be harvested and sold everything that needs to be sold. Because we all know with the Daily Fail and the rest of those flying monkeys, they are boarding planes right now to fly 5,000 miles to see if they can possibly see Prince Archie or Prince Lilibeth selling vegetables. You know they are. That one-eyed cyclops is going to be on the plane by end of day. You know they are. So I hope they have sold everything. I don't think if they were going to do it again, Meghan would have mentioned it because she knows exactly who she's dealing with. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up, and this is a repost. And the original post said this: the fact that Harry and Meghan are ensuring that their kids are learning from a young age that everything costs money, how to budget, how to save for what you want, how to work for money is the best independence they will be giving their kids. Where is the lie? Where is it? And then this other squatty reposted that and said this: this is one of the types of things people mean when they say to choose your spouse and friends wisely. Prince Harry definitely married up. I can't imagine their kids growing up trapped in a rustic gilded cage without knowing how to order things online, carry or use keys or money, and etc. Exactly. Exactly. Y'all remember Harry said when he married Meghan, he had never ordered anything from Amazon. He didn't know anything about any of that. And he had to he had to adjust to normal life. Luckily, Meghan was there to guide him along. But yes, Meghan knows how to budget. Meghan knows about her money. And I really feel that this is a slight shot at the media because you know that they just had that documentary, they just had that big article, that big push for that narrative that Harry and Meghan must be broke. Well, Meghan was on this particular podcast saying, I don't know who y'all talking about because I know how to handle my dollars and cents over here. We're good. Everything Megan said, I really feel like she was doing shot after shot after shot. Although subtle, but still shots over the bow to that media over there who do nothing but lie and lie and lie. I mean, how do you make a whole documentary and make up numbers and scenarios about someone's pockets and you don't know how much money they have in it? It is the most ridiculous thing. But Meghan was saying, listen, I'm good over here. Yes, we're fine over here. You'll lose your house before I lose mine. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up. And this is Squatty's talking about Emma Grady and how her team absolutely did the right thing and just did what needed to be done. And you'll understand when I read this post. This particular squatty said, now that's how it's done. I love a girl's girl. Bravo, Emma, for protecting and defending your safe space. Emma Greedy and her team are deleting hateful, nasty comments, and I couldn't be happier. These trolls are vile and disgusting wherever they go, and it's about time they realize that their toxic behavior is not wanted or allowed. Yes, Emma Greedy's team did not have none of that. They went in and deleted all the nasty posts. And I love it. If more and more people do this, it will shut down this nonsense. They didn't get to go in her comments and spew all kind of bile all over her and Meghan. Was not having it. Absolutely just put the trash out on the curb. And I just love it. And did the squatties love it? Absolutely they did. It was great. All right, y'all, we're going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to talk about the Independence article that says that Kitty Cat got booed. Yes, she did. And this is the article. It said protesters booed Princess of Wales' carriage during Trooping the Color. Now, my understanding is that the the networks that were covering it did not allow the audio of the booing to be broadcast. But now that people are putting more and more of their videos up on social media, you can hear the boos. And not only did Kitty Cat get booed, Charles and Camilla got booed. It was a lot of people booing them. That is the reason why Charles and his horse looked like they were chomping on onions and lemons while they were riding in the carriage in Trooping the Color. Yes, I was wondering what was the problem. They looked like they were going at each other, but in actuality, people were booing them. And they were feeling some kind of way. They was all up in their feelings. All I can say is I love that for them. And this particular squatty posted about this in the Independent and said this: Kate Middleton was also booed at Trooping the Color. Not all the country or low expectation flag waving sycophantic royalists. Yes, I guess not. Because they said it wasn't just the protesters. They said that they got booed all the way down the mall. There was a lot of people booing them. I guess some people came out just to boo them. And this particular squatter that reposted all this said, and they always say Harry and Meghan will get booed. Laugh out loud. And y'all know this squatter is telling the truth. They won't come because they feel like they'll get booed. She's scared she's gonna get booed. And William and Charles and his horse and Kate get booed all the time, but never ever say anything. But Harry and Meghan is just afraid of getting booed. And let's not forget, every time Harry and Meghan go over there, they don't get booed. Look how they treated Harry on the 10th anniversary of Invictus. They actually did the opposite of booing and welcomed him home like he was their favorite son. Yes, the United Kingdom did. And I loved it. I did. And these people who are there all the time, who's supposed to be so devoted, so this, so that, so loved, so popular. Y'all know that they get these emotional support polls going and saying that they are just the most popular. But in actuality, every time they show their face, they're getting booed. The barrier poll do not lie. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this picture right here is making the rounds. And it is a real picture. A lot of the older rangers and all the ugly old hags and toadies and all of the bootlickers want to say that this is not a real picture. But the photographer who took the picture posted it on his own website and said it was a real picture. And boy, is it a picture? I'm telling you, they see their future right there. People are not having it, and they don't want them to live off of them anymore, because basically they're parasitic. They live off of the people. and they don't give very much back. And so people are tired of it. But look at that picture. That is a stark reminder that the end is nigh. Yes, it is. It is close at hand. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this was in the Daily Telegraph. And this particular squatter reposted it and just said, not edited. I mean, the squatties will not get their foot off of Kate's neck, will they? No, they absolutely will not let up on Kitty Cat. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it looks like Kate and Sophie has been out and about being girlfriends at the order of the garter. But it looks like Sophie has been caught with her mask slipping. Yes, she was giving the side eye to Kate. And all I can say is I understand, because we all know Kate is not a girl's girl. She is not. She sees women as competition. And we also have saw how Sophie just skins it and grins it when she is around William. Yes, she absolutely falls down and licks his boots shiny clean. And I wonder how, Kitty Cat feels about that. But we all can see how Sophie feels about Kitty Cat. Yes. And this particular squatty posted about this because the camera caught Sophie's mask a slipping. And this squatty said, all smiles, all laughter until Kate turns her head and Sophie's mask slips. That side eye says it all. Pure smug satisfaction of a woman William comes back to after playing happy husband with Wadey. Y'all know it's true. William acts way happier with Sophie than he does with Kate when they are doing engagements together. I'm telling you, they are downright giddy around each other. You want to smack them and make them calm down. And Lord knows Sophie be down there licking William's boots clean. I mean, she licks them until she can see her face, her reflection in them. Yes. So I just wonder what's going on here. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. But that's definitely a side eye. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and good news. Look like Loose Women got canceled. Yes, yes, yes. This particular squatty reposted what a squatty had posted, and the original post said, don't let this day be about so much success that you forget to celebrate failures. Loose Women canceled. Yes, yes, yes. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jane. Goodbye. Jane was one of the nasty ones on there. I'm telling you, she absolutely, her head looked like a fist, a balled up fist with some eyeballs on it. And she didn't do nothing but talk smack about Meghan every opportunity she got. So all I can say is now she can scrounge around like the rest of them, circling the drain, trying to hold on and try to make the rent. And this particular squatter said, what is it? Is it Christmas already? Yes, yes, yes. Christmas in June. I love it. I love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And Meghan made an announcement on her as ever account on Instagram. And this particular squatty posted about it. And it says, on April 2nd, entrepreneur CEO Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, officially launched her As Ever brand with jams, tea, flower sprinkles, and an assortment of culturated products. Her first drop sold out in 45 minutes. The second drop from her lifestyle brand will debut on Friday. Yes, yes, yes. Meghan is absolutely dropping new products and restocking the older products Friday. Friday is the day. Yes, yes, yes. And you can go over to her Instagram page as ever and see where she posted it. I'm going to put this one up. And on her as ever page, her Instagram page, she says, we love hearing all of your excitement for our week's season drop. 3 more sleeps. Yes, 3 more sleeps, and it will drop. And go over to her Instagram page, and you'll see it. And it's all put to the music. How sweet it is to be loved by you. It is so cute. It is. And this particular squatty came up under it and said this: if you MFers don't let me get some flower sprinkles, I'm leaving. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody is hyped already. And this particular squatty said, if y'all don't let me get some flower sprinkles, I am leaving. And I'm going to put this one up. This particular squatty said, listen, we're all friends except when it comes to my strawberry spread and honey. We're friends up until that. Now, I'm like this squatty right here. I want the honey, okay? I mean, it is going to be fist to cuffs once Meghan goes live on Friday, because I'm going to be in there throwing many, many hands trying to get me some of this honey with the honeycomb in it. So just know, we're friends up until the drop. And when the drop happens, it's every man for himself and God for us all, because we going in. We are going in, and we're going to get us some honey. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty is gloating very much so when it comes to the derangers and the lies that they told that Meghan wasn't going to restock. And this particular squatty said, where are all the derangers that flocked to my post insisting that Meghan wouldn't be restocking and that as ever was finished? Please come on over. I love saying I told you so. Yes, I do too. Yes, they were out here talking their talk. And now all we hear is, we don't even hear crickets. The crickets is even quiet. I love this for them. I do. All right, I'm going to put this up. Invictus had an announcement today. It says Invictus Games Foundation is delighted to reveal that we have received 6 expression of interest to host the Invictus Games 2029. It's Denmark, Nigeria, Republic of Korea, Ukraine, USA, and Italy. One of these cities will be the host city. Yes, who do y'all think should get it? I don't know. I'm still kind of rooting for uh, the Republic of Korea. I am. I'm still rooting for them. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and I kind of saved the bad news for last. And it looks like Tyler Perry has been hit with a lawsuit. Yes, and we all know that they're gonna try to tie Meghan and Harry to all of this. But I really feel that Tyler is going to be vindicated. I really, really, really do. But we all know that it's going to be a bumpy ride for a while, because they're going to do everything that they can to try to smear Harry and Meghan right along with Tyler. They're going to try to tar them all with the same brush. So I'm prepared. I'm going to get in these internet streets and absolutely be throwing the elbows, because this is what the Sussex squad do. When under attack, we push back. Yes, we do. And so I am just really lifting Tyler up in prayer. And I believe in Tyler until something shows me something different. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye.